Welcome to the channel that explains how the movies and TV shows you love and enjoy are a broken mess of brain dead stupid. Because it's not like anybody else is doing it. Today I will be tearing apart The Mandalorian Season 3, Episode 2. And this episode was good. This episode was good because not only does it invalidate what happened in episode 1, it in turn invalidates what happens in episode 2 in regards to the droid. Because in episode 1, Din tells Karga, I need a droid I can trust to help explore the planet. No you don't. No you don't. That is not why you need a droid. Because in episode 2, Din goes to the mechanic and goes, I need a droid that can test the atmosphere to see if it's breathable. But for some odd reason, Din doesn't tell that part to Karga. Well, you see, the show can't have Din explain to Karga why he actually needs a droid, because if Din explained to Karga, I need a droid that can test the atmosphere if it's breathable, then Karga would have gone, well, then why the hell do you need an IG-11 for? You don't need an IG-11 because they're not designed to test the atmosphere to see if it's breathable. So then you wouldn't need the IG-11. Because in second episode, you end up getting a droid. By the way, he goes, I need a droid I can trust. No, you don't. No, you don't, because you end up buying. I'm sorry, there's just so much stupid, and I'll try and stay focused, but again, too much stupid interconnecting. He buys the damn droid. So first of all, he buys a droid he doesn't even trust. So since he doesn't trust the R5 unit, what he says in episode 1 about how he only wants a droid he can trust, that's bullshit. That's bullshit. Doesn't work that way. Not only that, he ends up paying for the R5 unit. So let me see if I get this straight. Din Djarin has two options. He can go to Karga and go, Karga, I need a droid built for spelunking, and I can test the atmosphere to see if it's breathable and, help me explore the planet. Karga would go, not a problem. Would give him the top of the line, brand new, all the bells and whistles of what he wants, and would give it to him for free. Or option 2, buy a half-busted, broken down droid that he doesn't trust and has to pay for it. What does Din Djarin pick? He picks option 2. Why? Because the show's going, we want Din Djarin to have this R5 unit, and we don't care how forced it is. We don't care how much stupid is necessary to make it happen. It's gonna happen. He's getting this R5 unit no matter how much stupid is necessary to actually get him to have it. In fact, there's a one scene where he's in his ship, and the mechanic goes something like, he's fragile, don't trust him, don't put too much trust in him. And he goes, what was that? And she goes, what? I can't hear you. And he flies off and goes anywhere. What? The very basis of what you want in a droid, she tells him, you can't do that with this robot. He's fragile, don't trust him. Then he should have said, okay, hold on. Turn the gas, turn the ship off, get out, go, yeah, I don't want this droid anymore. I don't want it. Why would I want this droid then? But the show's going, we don't care how brain dead stupid we have to make Din Djarin. We want this R5. They are going to have this R5 unit no matter how forced it is, no matter how much stupid is necessary, and no matter how stupid they have to make Din Djarin to have this R5 unit. Because so yeah. This episode invalidates what happened in episode 1 in regards to the droid, which in turn invalidates what happens in episode 2 in regards to the droid. So they go to Mandalore, and okay, this is a small little thing, but I just thought it was hilarious because it was just so stupid. Again, small thing, but just so Din goes to his little green pet and says, "A Mandalorian has to understand maps to know their way around. That way you'll never be lost." And it's like, hey, moron, anybody that flies a ship needs to understand maps so they won't get lost. It's not exclusive to being a Mandalorian. It's like what? Every other pilot is going, well, I don't really need to understand maps. That's a Mandalorian thing. Again, I know it was a small little thing. I just thought it was stupid because this show was so desperately trying to establish what it means to be Mandalorian. They're down to understanding maps is a Mandalorian thing. Whatever. So they land on the planet. They land on Mandalore. And before he gets out, because the R5 unit goes, it ends up getting lost. Before Din gets out of the ship, he pressurizes his suit. And I'm going, wait a minute. You can pressurize your suit, which means it doesn't matter if the planet's atmosphere is breathable or not. You could still explore the planet. So why do you care if the atmosphere is breathable or not? Oh, wait, because of your little green pet. But if that's the case, just get a modified little crib, that little floating crib of his, put the glass dome on it, pressurize it, so that it doesn't matter if the planet's atmosphere is breathable or not. I'm just saying, don't have it that the show is having Din care about whether or not the atmosphere is breathable or not, but at the same time having a solution so that it doesn't matter whether the atmosphere is breathable or not anyway. Anyway. So he ends up exploring, looking for the R5 unit, and gets attacked by, I call them Morlocks. If you know what Morlocks are, you get the joke. But they're called what? Alamites. So anyway, these Alamites are basically like cavemen. And they're attacking him. They're attacking him with clubs and stone axes. And he's losing the fight. A trained Mandalorian warrior is losing a fight to these 4 or 5 ape-like creatures, whatever. But here's the thing. These Alamites, these Morlocks, I'm just going to call them Morlocks, I can remember that name. These Morlocks are fighting them with clubs and stone axes. And I'm going, hey, show, in case you forgot, Din Djarin is wearing armor made of Beskar steel. If his armor that can withstand, the laser blasts, if it can't stand up to clubs and stone axes, how useless is this Beskar armor you guys keep raving about? Din Djarin getting his ass kicked by these primates with clubs and stone axes is the equivalent of stormtroopers getting their asses kicked by Ewoks that are throwing rocks at them. That's how ridiculous this is. And just as stupid and ridiculous as it was for stormtroopers and how it actually ended up causing the mentality that stormtroopers are useless because Ewoks were taking them out by throwing rocks at them. That's what this episode did with Din Djarin against the Morlocks. I mean, why even bother shooting them? Considering he ends up losing his blaster, takes out the lightsaber, which he can barely use, and ends up taking them out hand to hand anyway. So what this episode should have done is have, one of the Morlocks hit Din with his club. Din should have just stood there and go, really? And then just punched him in the face. There shouldn't have even have been a fight. This was such a one-sided fight, but somehow they had to try and establish some level of conflict because it was just, the only way this episode works, is if we make Din a bumbling idiot, because otherwise there'd be no conflict. Which gets to, he gets captured. Okay. So he sees a Mandalorian helmet. Now, bear with me. There's this giant robotic creature that's buried under the sand. Why it's there, I have no idea. Nobody knows, nobody cares. But Din Djarin is on the area where the giant robot is. Now, does the giant robot instantly grab him? No. That's not allowed. First, you have to have this solemn moment of Din picking up the helmet, dusting it off, having this solemn music playing. Then, once the moment has been achieved, then the robotic alien can capture Din Djarin. But here's the thing. He only captures him. He only has him in, this steel cocoon. Why is he weak? He wasn't beaten up. He was just entrapped. And not only that, why doesn't he use his... Oh, here's an idea, Din. Why don't you use your lightsaber to cut through the metal bars of this cage you're in? Oh, well, no, the show can't do that. That would make sense. But then he gets captured, and his little green pet follows him, and the robotic, creature goes away, and Grogu is using his force powers to try to, open up the cage or something or whatever, right? Hey, Din, why don't you ask your little green pet to hand you the lightsaber? Just ask him to give you the lightsaber, so that way you can, I don't know, use the lightsaber to cut through the metal bars and escape? Well, no, you can't do that. That would make sense. Then he goes to the little green pet. Go get Bo-Katan. And apparently his little green pet understands this. I love how this show has his little green pet understand whatever's necessary, even though he's supposed to be a baby, but whatever. So he goes back so his little green pet goes back to the ship, and there's that little display thing that with the map, right? His little green pet does this, points like this. His hand is constantly moving. By the way, never actually points to the planet where Bo-Katan is. Doesn't actually point to the planet he needs to go to. But apparently, the R5 unit's going, yeah, you know what? Close enough. You were close enough. I know exactly where we're supposed to go. Don't worry about it. So they go to Bo-Katan. She goes outside, sees the ship, opens up, and there's his little pet. And she's going, what happened to Din? And all of a sudden she cares. And it's like, what, why do you care? Why do you care, Bo-Katan? You've already established in this last episode and a half, you don't care about Din. But for some reason, he's in danger, and now all of a sudden, you're going to go rescue him, or you're going to go help him? Why? I don't know. But the show's going, we want her on this planet because guess what? We actually need Bo-Katan on the planet helping Din, because later on, I'm skipping, so what? Later on, she tells Din, I have to lead you to the waters because otherwise you'd never find it on your own. Meaning, Din doesn't even have a plan on how to find the waters. You had the foresight to get a droid to test if the atmosphere was breathable or not. How about getting a guide? How about getting a map? Understand maps so that you won't get lost. Maps aren't just for space, moron. Maps are to help you find things that are on planets. But apparently, understanding maps is a Mandalorian thing if you're in a ship. But if you're actually looking for something on a planet, understanding maps isn't really a big deal, apparently. So the show has to have Bo-Katan help Din. Otherwise, he wouldn't be able to find the mines, Okay. So let me see if I get this straight. Mandalore has a breathable atmosphere. It's pretty much, it's not guarded, it's empty, it's fine. Now, all the way back to season 1, episode 1, the client, the guy that hires him, pays Din Djarin with bars of Beskar ore. Well, where the hell did you get that? Out of curiosity, mysterious client, where did you get that? I'm assuming that people are illegally mining the planet and mining the Beskar ore. Because guess what? It still has value in the open market, because it's still a valuable ore. It's like gold. Yes, you need the armorer to forge it, but so what? You can still sell it. So why is there no mine? Why is nobody mining a deserted planet with no opposition? There's no Mandalorians to stop you. Anyway, they end up finding the waters, and Din Djarin goes down a few steps, is reciting something, whatever, and then falls in. Now, Bo-Katan jumps in the water and is just swimming randomly. Apparently, this pool is huge. This is a huge pool. She's just randomly picks a direction, just swims in that, and she turns her light off. And she can see a light in the distance. And it's Din Djarin. Now, it's pretty far. Like, you can see this, like, it's in the distance. Like, the light is like this big, which means she's very far away. But this light is huge. It's bright. It's bright that you can see it from this far away in these dark waters. She gets to Din Djarin, and when she reaches Din Djarin, she turns her light back on. Why? Because that's the only light illuminating the area. What are you talking about? He had this huge light. She was following this huge light, this very strong light, which meant that meant when she reached Din Djarin, that entire area should have been fully illuminated, because that's what she was tracking. That's the light she saw to be able to find him. But apparently, the episode forgot that. And she gets to Din, and there's no light. Din is no longer emitting a light source for her to follow. And the only light to be able to even see Din Djarin and Bo-Katan is the light coming from Bo-Katan. I love this show. So much. Not only that, why was his light even on in the first place? I don't know. Why is he unconscious? Like, is he drowning? He has the pressurized suit, which is convenient, because apparently he took off. Why did he, by chance, out of curiosity show, why did he have to take off his jetpack out of curiosity? Why couldn't he wear the jetpack in the water? Well, because if he wore the jetpack in the water, he'd be able to get out and be able to free himself. But not only that, how did Din get so far away so fast? All he did was drop, down. So he should have just fallen down. But apparently, but the thing was, Bo-Katan was swimming, horizontally. Well, he should have just fallen vertically. So she's swimming vertically through the waters, this huge underground, ocean. And apparently, so here's the steps. Somehow, Din Djarin falls down and goes all the way over here in like 3 seconds. How? I don't know. Neither does the show. Nobody knows. Nobody cares. Now, there was this possibility that the mythosaur pulled him down. But here's the thing. Here's the steps. Where Bo-Katan finds Din Djarin is all the way over here where the mythosaur is. How the hell did the mythosaur know that there was somebody entering the water all the way in the steps? Even if the mythosaur did know, apparently the mythosaur has this incredibly long tentacle that reached, Din Djarin in like 3 seconds. And then for some reason, the mythosaur grabbed Din Djarin, pulled him towards him, and then for no apparent reason, just let him go and just let him fall on the bottom of the water, and then just left him there. I'd say this is a ridiculous episode, but this is a typical episode of The Mandalorian. Welcome to The Mandalorian show, boys and girls. Anyway, I'm sure there's other stuff, but I got to the mythosaur. I'm done. If anything else, it's mostly just small little things that I just found hilarious. But those were the big things. I wanted to at least cover the big stupid. But yeah, that's Mandalorian. That's the Mandalorian TV show, season 3, episode 2. God only knows what episode 3 will bring. And I'm probably going to have to watch that so I can tell you all the stupid in that episode. Anyway, that's it for me. I'm done. I'm out of here. See ya.